Pearl, why are you so violent? Don't punch me. Well, at least we were able to get Mr. Matt on guard as our client, and we know that he didn't do it, which is very important. So now what should we do? Well, the trial is tomorrow, and we only get this one chance. There's only one way to prove Mr. On Guard's innocence. We have to find the real killer. Okay, then let's start looking. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. So let's go to the hotel lobby. We gotta talk to Old Bag. Something I've been dreading for this long break. Hey, what do you think you're doing? You can't come in without... Good morning. Hold on, it's you! What is going on around here? I heard poor Juan was killed. Is that true? It's a bad rerun, is what this is. Another steel samurai during the most evil of deeds. That's not entirely... I'll have you know that I was a huge fan of Juan's. Why, oh why do all the stars I'm interested in drop one by one like flies? It's always been that way ever since I was a little girl. Actually, I wanted to ask you about the murder and what happened. Don't push me, boy. Mr. Nick, I couldn't hear everything she said because she was talking too fast. Don't worry, that happens. Ms. Old Bag, could you please speak a little slower? Don't boss me around, you spiky-haired smarty pants. I'll have you know that's assault. I can take you to court. The victim. My dear Hammer died a year ago in that dreadful murder, and only recently did I finally find a star that makes this heart go ba-dump again. I don't know what to say. I ask you, why does every star I cheer for always ends up kicking the bucket? I'd watch your words. No one's going to get away with saying anything bad about my Juan. But I haven't said anything. Well, I don't believe a word that woman says anyway. Huh? What woman? That irritating backwater girl with the afro and the horrible country accent. Don't talk bad about Lada. I mean, what is that manner of speaking supposed to be? And why does she never stop? Honestly, women these days, they don't know the meaning of the word modesty. God damn it. Pearls, are you thirsty? I'm a little. Okay, I'll go get you some juice or something. Thank you very much. Hey, are you paying attention, young'uns, today? So, I'm guessing Miss Old Bag heard everything from Lada. Yeah? We're not going to get Pearl any water. Don't worry. I want to ask you about what happened around the time of the murder. I don't know anything about that. I was here getting ready. Getting ready for what? The show, of course. Well, and the press conference afterwards. Cue mysterious music for the magical press conference. Anyway, I don't know anything about the murder. I see. But if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. Just like you saw the Steel Samurai very clearly. I saw the most important moment of the night. Sure you did. What did you witness? The most important moment? You don't mean. Oh, so now you treat me with respect, you disrespectful child. When you speak to your elders, you should always be polite. Really, kids these days. Please tell me, what did you see? Oh no. She ain't gonna tell us. The murder last night was gruesome, wasn't it? But then, what murder isn't? Please don't stray onto another tangent. Please. If you want to hear more, then show your respect and bring this lady a present. Okay. I guess we have no choice. Let's go to the hallway. At least the hall. Looks like the investigation is still in full swing. The hotel staff and the police are running around like a bunch of headless chickens. I wonder if we can do any investigating of our own in this kind of an atmosphere. Well, got to roll up the sleeves and try, I guess. Ain't nothing here. To the hallway. Gotta talk to Lada. Hey, you're here. Been waiting for you, Mr. Lawyer. Lada. Hey, Mr. Cop fella. The thief showed his face. What? Arrest him. Put him on trial. Find him guilty. Give him the death penalty. What's wrong, Lada? Are you feeling alright? Looked here and there and up and down the mountain, but it ain't here. So why don't you just hurry up and give it back to me, you creep? What are you looking for? And talking about? My camera. C-A-M-E-R-A. It's my lifeblood. I'm going to die without my $700 camera? Your camera? Look, lots of people say the criminal always go back to the scene of the crime. And looky, here you are. Yep, here I am, faced with a lot of trouble. Huh? Yeah, Phoenix can make puns too. It's awful. So you lost your camera. It ain't no ordinary camera. You buy it in a store and it's $1,600 brand new. Huh? But didn't you just say you bought it for $700? I had a nice long talk with the guy at the store. About 5 hours, I reckon. I made this itty bitty scratch on it and the manager got all huffed up in his face. He gave me this talking to and I was real mean about it too. Well, he done made me cry at that. When did you lose your camera? Last night after the murder happened. Must have been when I was busy running around looking into things. That's when I lost sight of my dear, darling, expensive sweetie. Lada, what did you capture with that expensive camera of yours? I don't rightly know. I snapped a shot of anything that caught my eye, so I don't remember. And besides, I couldn't get anything from a big scoop. I wonder if Lada's missing camera is even connected to the murder. Probably. If it shows up in evidence, there's a high probability. Lada, please tell me what you know about what happened at the time of the murder. Well, from before the ceremony last night, I was hanging around here in this area. Yeah, actually, I was here until around the time Mr. Ongard was arrested. What were you doing here? You sure went to school, city boy? You sure you went to school, city boy? Wherever a lot of heart goes, there's a story to be found, a big scoop to be had. A big scoop. I told you before, I'm going to be the best tabloid photographer the world's ever seen. Of course, that means I'm always looking for the perfect shot. I wonder what scoop she was after this time. Although I was also on the lookout for the other stars that were here. So maybe I wasn't here the entire time. What about your big scoop? Lada, are you sure you weren't here the entire time? So you could take a picture for your big scoop? Well, maybe I was, but that's what real journalists do. I got some juicy inside info, so I thought to myself, why not get a picture for proof? What kind of story was it that you would hang around here? Oh, come on, Lada. Oh, you only got a 2 on you. That's fine. Oh, sorry, Mr. Lawyer. Can't be telling you that trade secret, you know? Not again. Why does everyone have something to hide? We've been stopped, haven't we? Yeah, take that, Mr. Lawyer. I'm glad someone around here is happy. Miss Lada and you, I rule smile. Well, ain't nothing to do in here. Let's go to Juan Corrida's hotel room filled with, good lord, that's a lot of bears. Mr. Nick, where are we? We're in Mr. Juan Corrida's room, Pearls. Mr. Corrida, the victim, which makes this the crime scene, too. Oh, it's you. So, what's happened? The kidnapper, has he contacted you yet? Again? Not yet. He probably won't until we win Mr. Ongard's acquittal. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Mai to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to help you as much as I can, pal. Can you do that? Even if we want to look around the crime scene? Just this once. Special circumstances, right, pal? I'll even tell you everything I know. But you've got to keep quiet. It's my neck on the line here. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I got you guys a map of the hotel, pal. Here you go. Little Missy.
Wow, you're giving it to me? Thank you.
Wouldn't want you to get lost in a hotel too big for its own good.
Mr. Nick, I got a map.
That's great, Pearls.
But Mr. Nick, I can't read what it says.
How old are you again? Alright, you don't really... whatever. Let's take a look. Court record. Hotel guide map. Partial. Oh. It's not even the full map. What are you doing? You're just sitting there laughing at me. You gave me a partial map. Heck's wrong with you? Let's talk to Gumshoe. Cause of death. Let's get the autopsy. Do you know what was the cause of death? Well, technically, the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the scene of the crime should tell you, pal. The scene of the crime. Yeah, here's a picture. That is not as gruesome as I was expecting. There's a knife in his chest. Yeah, pal, that's the murder weapon. So he was stabbed to death. They're looking at the fingerprints down at the lab right now. There are fingerprints on the knife? Yep. And it looks like they're pretty sure they're Mr. Onguard's prints, pal. Oh, that's bad. Real bad. What was the reason for arrest? Murder? Why was Mr. Onguard arrested? Because we had evidence on him. Evidence? It looks like the victim, Juan Corrido, really put up a big fight. Yeah, one look at the crime scene and you can tell. There's signs of a struggle everywhere. Well, yeah, during the fight his button came off. Mr. Onguard said something about a button. Something like one of the Jammin' Ninja's buttons got caught in his hakama. But that's not all. What? There was a witness, pal. A witness? Who is it? That lady, Miss Oldbag. Please, anyone but her? The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention there's something at the crime scene that was a little off. Something that was a little off. As in, that's for you to figure out, pal.
Alright, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick.
Why are you so mean? You just gave me all this shit and like, no, I'm not going to tell you anything else. Alright, let's examine. Let's look at all these... Jesus Christ, that's a lot of teddy bears. Wow, there are a lot of bears. Alarm clock ones, collector's edition, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? There's even a few in the trash can. Yeah, I get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears. Poor teddies. No! 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 Why? Why are you here? I don't think I want to bear with the trauma the last case caused me. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? PTSD. Is that blood on the suit on the guitar case? This is a guitar case, I guess. A little beat up, but still usable. That's strange, the guitar's not here. Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show. But Mystic Maya, she said the bright red guitar was Jammin' Ninja's signature item. That's true? Huh. This guitar case is wet, but it's only wet on top of the lid. Yeah, there's no water inside the case. This is water, isn't it? Nope. Take a look at the wine, or the grape juice, I'm sorry. It's a beautiful wine glass, and there's tomato. Yep. Can't have actual alcohol. Tomato juice, I don't really like it much. There's a bottle of it on the table over there. That's probably where this came from, yeah. It's not red wine. Thanks, localization. But doesn't it seem weird? What seems weird? I mean, everything else is scattered all over the floor. She's right. The flower vase is broken and the makeup is strewn everywhere. Why is this glass the only thing that's still alright? Interesting. Good catch. You could be a lawyer someday. These goddamn bears are going to have to go. So that's a bet.
Yeah, that's what we humans call a bed, Pearl.
Yep, it's big, but it's a bed.
Ah, Mr. Nick, it's so soft.
Big beds must be a rarity for her. Beds at all must be a rarity for her. Over here. Take a look at the laptop. It's so messy here. Pearls really likes things neat and tidy, I take it. There are a lot of electronic things in here that I've never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please. Okay, then over there's a watch. You wear it on your wrist. I know what a watch is. For a second there, I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. What? Oh, okay. Fine. Fine. Is there anything else I need to look at? I think I'm good. Present the wine glass. So bet this wine glass. Ah, so you noticed it, pal. The whole crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched. You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe? No, actually, Ms. Von Karma noticed it first. Yeah, Pearls noticed it before me too. Hey, wait a minute. So does that mean Ms. Von Karma's coming here? Yeah, she's coming. Man, you're going to be in so much trouble, pal. I think it'd be best if you didn't bump into her here. You can bet the instant I see her, I'll be running the 1,000 meter dash. Speaking of the blue-haired goddess, devil, I'm sorry. What's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick? I've heard this sound somewhere before. It's Ms. Von Karma. Ah. Whenever I hear that sound, for some reason she pops out of nowhere and whips me. Come to think of it, that did happen the last time. Sorry, I've got to make myself scarce. Later, pal. No, shit. Hello, Miss Von Karma. At last, you reveal your true nature, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Would it be too much to ask you to be nice to me for a change? So you're the type to steal information from pitifully hopeless detectives. That's very dishonorable of you. Hey, don't you dare run away, scruffy McTrenchcoat. Jeez. I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. It was more French, wasn't it? Detective, come over here for a second. Oh god. Oh no. We got BDSM going all over the place. Pearls. She's right here. Cover your eyes. Hello. I'm going to drop your German-French accent now. I feel better knowing that at least you were man enough to face your punishment. He was so scared he just froze up on the spot. Mr. Phoenix Wright. You have soiled my perfect prosecution record. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine. Victory is yours? Is that all this means to you? What? Come, Scruffface. The investigation briefing is about to begin. Yes, sir. This isn't over yet. I swear on my family's honor. Okay, yeah. It's more of a Japanese thing, but you go, girl. Ow! Now what did she throw at me? What is this? Why? Well, I guess this means I've got to get back to the precinct now, pal. If you ever need me, come down to the Criminal Affairs Department, alright? And if you can, try not to let Ms. Von Karma see you. Yeah. Wouldn't want to, feel whipped at all, no. Even though I kind of feel good. Oh. Mr. Nick, what's this piece of paper? It's called an autograph. Autograph? It's got Mr. Kurita's name written on it, so it's his autograph. I can't read it at all.
To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this. Ah, it's a special way of writing called cursive. Look here, see how it says, "To my dearest Wendy," in more normal letters here? This sloppy, unreadable writing. It's crazy and cruel to give this to someone. Hold on. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. Have you? I don't remember anyone being named Wendy. I think you're just going senile. Okay. I mean, we might as well go into Matt's room, right? Before we go back and talk to Wendy, and then switch back off to Lada. Where are we? We're in Mr. Matt On Guard's dressing room. This is our client's room. May I help you with something? Hello, Samus. I mean, not Samus. We're... You're Mr. On Guard's lawyer, correct? I gathered as much. I also looked for lawyers on my end, but to no avail. How did you know I'm his lawyer? You were just saying that he is your client. In a situation like this, the only person who would use such a word would be his lawyer. Wow. It's easy, it's simple deduction, really. The trial is tomorrow, and Mr. On Guard's situation is looking rather grim. So you came here, one stop in your mad dash, to find clues to build his case, correct? Well, you're not totally right, but you're not totally off either. It's really not the time to be showing off, Mr. Nick. I am Adrian Andrews. I hate to waste time, so let's get down to business. Alright. She may be of small stature, but appearances can be deceiving. Nice music you've got, Mr. Andrews, I'm sorry. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone was doing that night, correct? Yes, that is correct. And I will tell you. Before the award ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. On Guard. In this very room, I might add. Dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she's a lot of fun at parties. When the award show was starting, I headed for Valhalla Hall. And after the show ended, you came back to this room. No, I had some small errands to run. I helped with the preparations in the lobby. Oh, preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess. When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. On Guard. After that, I went to visit Mr. Corita. And that's when you found his body, isn't it? You really held strong through everything. Yeah, she does seem to be mentally tough as nails. What's your relation to Mr. Matt? Are you two fucking? That was rude to say in front of the child. So, about you and... Stop right there. Don't expect me to believe you have been talking to me without knowing how we relate. Sorry. I have no idea why Mr. On Guard chose you as his lawyer. Why did she have to go and say something like that? Mr. Nick, calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder rub to relieve your stress later, alright? I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I'm Mr. On Guard's manager. His manager. Speaking of managers, did the victim Mr. Corita have one? No, he did not. He didn't? Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to their stars. I see. This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner. Dragging a little girl like her to places like this. Honestly. You're wrong. I'm doing this to help Mystic Maya. Pearls, calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? Alright, well, that was fun. Ain't nothing else we can do for her. Let's go to Valhalla Hall, I guess. Mr. Powers, so nice to see you in your lovely mane. Oh, Mr. Wright, how are you? Ah, Mr. Powers, have you been here the entire time? Yeah, people connected to the murder aren't allowed to go home, let alone leave. You poor man. What's up with the Nickel Samurai? Okay. The Nickel Samurai is an action hero program aimed towards kids, just like all of them are. It's the sequel to the Steel Samurai. I see. This time there are 3 samurai brothers, Aluminum Samurai, Tin Samurai, and of course the Nickel Samurai. It's a love Y in the old Tokyo. I see. Wait. A love what? A love Y. This girl, Sayo, works at a tea shop and all 3 guys fall for her at the same time. Oh, I guess the Y shape is like the 3 brothers colliding over this one girl. Anyway, Sayo is actually the daughter of the evil Strawberry Clan's leader. Why? Sounds like an unusual situation, like Romeo and Juliet times 3. Yeah. Strange thing is, this sort of forbidden love story is really big with the office ladies. Well, I wonder why. They're stuck in cubicles all day. Office ladies, wait. Yes, Pearl? What happens next? I want to know. Miss Sayo. Does Miss Sayo fall in love? She does, doesn't she? Every Sunday at 8 a.m. 8 a.m.? Jesus, that's early. I'm going to stop watching Kids Masterpiece Theater starting this week. I can't believe she's really considering it. Let's talk about the Jammin' Ninja. So what's the Jammin' Ninja TV show like? It started from a remake of an old movie, to tell you the truth. The Jammin' Ninja is like the samurai shows aimed towards kids. It's the story of a ninja who can't climb a wall but became a big pop star. What? He was a really lousy ninja, absolutely couldn't do any ninja things right at all, but boy could he sing. With his trusty bright red guitar in hand, he took the ancient world by storm. A ninja with a bright red guitar. Believe it. And then the final fight in front of his beloved Princess Misola. Jammin' versus the Muromachi 5. Suddenly, our brave hero catches a not-so-jammin' cold the night before Battle 3. Oh, that's too bad for him. Yeah. This kind of pop music-based love story is something high school girls really like. Yes, Pearl? What happens next? I want to know. The Jammin' Ninja, will he be able to sing? What about Miss Princess Misola? Every Sunday at 8 a.m. Which show should I watch? I can't believe she's really considering it. It's the same thing. Oh my god. Okay. Let's, talk about Miss Andrews. Let's talk about Samus. Hey, that's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Mr. Powers likes this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her, you know? There's sort of a small rumor going around about her right now. A rumor? If you're interested, I can give you a little bit of the details. He's so happy. He looks like a lion that's just found his next meal. Yeah. His next meal is standing right in front of him. Would you mind telling me about this gossip? So you're interested in it too. I figured you would be. Yeah. I have such a weakness for celebrity gossip too. Oh really? You too, huh? Yeah, so take a look at this. Looks like a tabloid Miss Oldbag would raid. Alright, let's see here. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. You see now, don't you? What? You can stop pretending to be in the dark, Mr. Wright. Juan Carita didn't have a manager of his own. Which means if we're talking about a certain manager with the initials A.A. Adrian Andrews. Yes, exactly. This is big news. but it seems kind of odd, that woman, Miss Andrews, together with the biggest rival of her client. It's that wonderful thing that can only happen between two people. Mr. Powers looks so happy. Burles is just following along, not having any idea as to why he's smiling. Well, like the saying goes, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. Yeah? Okay. Let's head back. Not present. Get out of here. Let's go back to the hallway. Let's talk to Lada. Alright, Lada. Big scoop. Lada, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I? For my scoop. What I want to know about are the details of this scoop. That's not something I can tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter. Alright then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm going to say that you were looking into a scandal. Going to be that you, Lada Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story. Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Juan Corrida and this person. This woman. She's Adrian Andrews, Matt On Guard's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jammin' Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it? You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. But you can't just make up any old thing and think that'll make the papers. You gotta have backup. Backup? Yeah, you gotta have that. And what's it? News sauce? You mean news source? That's it. So show me something that shows that Juan guy had something with Miss Andrews. No problem. I got you. I got this magazine clipping. This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Mr. Corrida didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. On Guard's manager, Adrian Andrews. She has the initials AA. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were looking around Mr. Corrida's door last night. Why? That's what I thought. You were looking into Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' affair, weren't you? You got it. I was going to get myself a scoop by catching them in a secret meeting. But there's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news. What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? Ain't no proof of nothing. People are going to want to see the real proof. Well, at least I do, so that's what I was doing. Getting photos. Oh. I'm going to whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. Then spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, a lot of nice journalistic integrity out there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know. But the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone. Your note to yourself. It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They done run off together. I came here for my big story, didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell you. What's with people now, anyway? I never thought I'd see the day when someone doesn't steal something from me. You really want that note back, huh? I've got no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Well, that's the point. It's a bold-faced lie. It's all about that fake news. Okay. Let's go to the... Talk to old Bag. Oh my god, can you not? Well, actually, you look better with that thing on, to be honest. Just keep it on. Oh, this'll be a long one. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. Then, please, tell us what you saw. But oh, what a waste. And here I have the perfectly good chance to have a little fun at you young'uns' expense. Because I am Little Devil after all. Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? Alright, I'll give you what you want. What do you want, baby? You want this autograph, don't you? That's Juan's autograph. Yes, it is. And it even says "To my dearest Wendy" on it. That's me, right? Right? My name is Wendy Oldbag, so that Wendy has to be me, right? Well, it may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Juan had this Wendy in mind when he signed it. Oh, baby, I know exactly what Wendy he's talking about. Oh, baby, she thick. Oh, please give it to me. Let me have it, please. Can't let you have it just like that. Yes, I know. Then how about an exchange? Wow, she must really want this autograph. My offer isn't good enough for you? Fine, Mr. Red, you win. Wendy Oldbag, ready to open up her heart. All for my dearest Juan. What'd you witness? Before I just leave. I feel bad for you now. I tell you, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room. You're kidding. Oh no. It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered. It was just a coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet, minding my own business. And did you tell that to the police? Well, of course. I thought I could get a gift certificate or two out of it, maybe more. Gift certificate? I've been recruited again for that part at the trial. You know, the trial tomorrow. This time, you're going to get it. I'm going to work hard to get your client pronounced guilty. But Mr. On Guard hasn't done anything bad. I don't care about details like that. I know he did my dear poor Juan in. I just do. That yellow-bellied chicken. Yellow-bellied chicken? I wonder what that would look like. I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad, and I say he did it. That intuition worked splendidly last game, didn't it? What did Mr. On Guard ever do to her to deserve this? You don't know. That guy, he framed my Juan. He created that scandal that plagued poor Juan. Mr. Nick, what is it? What's a scandal? Oh, I'll tell you about that after we get home, okay? Okay. Poor Juan led astray by the wiles of that vile temptress. Mr. Nick, what do viles and wild temptress mean? How about we just listen to what Miss Oldbag has to say for now, okay, Pearls? So, Miss Oldbag, who is this woman you're talking about? Adrian Andrews, of course. Who else? That guy, he shoved the girl onto Juan on purpose. His own manager? But why? I thought lawyers were smart. It was to create a scandal to make Juan lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal that dragged his reputation through the mud. Sounds like a pretty standard definition of a scandal to me. What do you know about that anyway, Miss Oldbag? I'm one of Juan's biggest fans. I'm always out there gathering information. There's nothing I don't know. And do you have proof that Mr. On Guard did what you say he did? Next week's issue of a certain magazine says so. Of course, a tabloid. Next week. Doesn't that mean it's something people don't know about yet? Why would Miss Oldbag have information like that? And where did she get it? Hehehe. Oh, I know where she got it. Maybe. Let's move, because we got nothing else to do. We gotta go to the Criminal Affairs Department. Speak to Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so you came, pal.
Why the blunt greeting?
Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about.
What do you mean by that?
Well, things look perfect for this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight.
But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. Mr. Bun Bun would not forgive us if we weren't positive. So, what do you mean the evidence is airtight?
I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's 2 big pieces.
2?
And both of them are in this photo. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest.
That's the button that you found during your body search of Mr. On Guard.
Yep, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai special pants.
And the second one is
the knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact.
My voice is dying. Fingerprints? Whose are they?
You don't have to ask. Little Missy, it's obvious. They're Mad On Guards.
Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Let's talk about your airtight testimony.
So what about this airtight testimony?
Is it old security lady, Miss Old Bag?
I thought so.
What do you mean, you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal?
Well,
I even told her not to open that mouth of hers to blab to anyone.
Her blab knob is stuck on 10, there's no turning it down. Trust me.
Yeah, well, Miss Old Bag saw it all, pal. Saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death.
No way. Well, okay. Let's present to you with some evidence. Not profiles evidence. We're gonna go with the magazine clipping.
We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves.
Scandal with Mr. Kurita? But why?
Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide.
Suicide?
Her name was Celeste Inpax. And she was Juan Kurita's manager.
The victim's manager?
Well, that's not all, pal. Miss Inpax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one.
Her mentor? A woman who was both Mr. Kurita's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor. Could her suicide have something to do with this case?
Do you want to know more about her, pal?
Yeah, probably. That'll help. We'll uncover a mysterious cold case that happened so many years ago, because that's always how these fifth cases, or fourth, this is the fourth case. This is a weird game. It's how all these work.
She was the victim's manager and was also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been about 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just coincidence, but...
Knocked out cold. I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another.
Miss Von Karma.
You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst.
You don't mean...
I do. Scruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's...
Wait please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll stay quiet.
If it weren't for traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say?
Who? That voice.
Edgeworth. My buddy, my pal, Edgy boy. It's been a long time, right? This person, this is Mr. Edgeworth? What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Francesca. You... How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You've soiled the Von Karma name and dragged it through the mud. Run away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed, to be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Francesca. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will see you tomorrow in court. It'll be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory.
What a tryhard.
Still the same wild mare she always was. I don't even know what voice this is. Hello, Governor. What are you up to? I can't do this anymore. Oh god. I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick. I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her right. That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack, and that's the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth. In order to understand this case, you have to understand the truth. Certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a little bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head. A lot of things may have happened, however Manfred von Karma was still my mentor, and a perfect win record is proof of a von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It had been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead Edgeworth. Jesus, Phoenix. Gonna cut yourself on that edge. Oh, I see. Then, let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, if it's Franziska, she would almost definitely say, I will defeat you this time, the instant she saw me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client, to save their lives. To save your client, you say. Those who think of only of their own ego-driven goals, those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me, even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I have yet to learn. Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon. Okay, well. Bye. Bye-bye. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to leave. I gotta present Inpax. Oh, sorry. Present. Then we do this. This woman was another key to the case. Did you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor for a long time. But suddenly she was called away by production and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then a few months later, Celeste Inpax died. But her death was a suicide, right? Yes. But there's still one riddle left unsolved. A riddle. Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Interesting. Miss Inpax's death was most certainly a suicide, of that there is no mistake. However, we could not find a suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. A suicide note? But how do you know that Miss Inpax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Wankrate himself, the victim. He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide a suicide note. Mr. Corita hid his own manager's suicide note. But why? As long as the note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is a suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part 1? I ain't gonna look at anything. I've gone this long without doing it. Present. Okay, let's present the suicide report to him. I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all are the reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has 2. 2 parts. Well, you just handed me as the first part of the report. Here's the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name, it's Adrian Andrews. Oh, no. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem the kind of person to try and kill herself. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just her image. Adrian Andrews. She has a certain secret she's always trying to hide. A secret? A codependency. That's the key word. Codependency. The word most unsuited to describing that woman. It's all an act. It's all a facade. You simple-minded fool. So how are Adrian Andrews and her codependency related? Adrian Andrews attempted suicide. It was a few days after the death of Celeste Inpax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Quite possibly because she had lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? A pillar of strength, her mentor Celeste Inpax, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that? Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She's a person who looks for someone she can trust unconditionally, and once she finds that someone, she blindly follows them. Without someone to guide her, she feels uneasy and can't carry herself through life. And that's her codependency. When Celeste Inpax suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying Aminta's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Man. Okay, well. Let's get out of here. Gotta go to talk to her, I guess. That's the logical thing. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. It looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska von Karma. Miss von Karma, what are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so you've got some nerve following me around. Following you? That's you, Miss Von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Pearls? You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. I'll show you something interesting, little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective, and with this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews. She seems a little dazed, doesn't she? Yeah, probably. Nope, damn it. I gotta present shit to her. I gotta do Juan. Right? Did you know the victim, Mr. Corrida? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place, after all. Did you know about his rivalry with the Nickel Samurai? Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, those two competed with each other over the most uninteresting things. If either one of them weren't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. I've got a hunch that this woman knows more than she's letting on. She must know why Juan Corrida was killed. Okay. Do you have any ideas as to why Mr. Corrida was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm just doing my job, so do you have any ideas? Miss Andrews? Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation. Is the psych locked, Mr. Nick? Yes, there's getting to be more and more of these lately. Uh-huh. Because people just don't want you inside their heads, Phoenix. You need to stop doing that. People will get mad. Alright, what we got? Why was Juan Corrida murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. On-Guard's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answer? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. You were not that close. That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You are not good at being intimate with another person. Somehow I highly doubt that. We got the newspaper clipping. Or the magazine clipping, whatever. Same thing. You and Mr. Corrida had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people bought into this story. Has to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on her good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Corrida? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Corrida for this person's sake? For this person's sake? Right? Celeste Inpax, your mentor. Why do you know about Celeste? Ms. Inpax, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Corrida's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Corrida so you could find out more about her suicide. you have a great imagination, you may have a future yet as a slimy muckracker for the putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews. There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Nope, evidence. Suicide report. Or... yeah, it's the attempted one for... yeah. Ms. Inpax's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Corrida. Juan. And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Corrida. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however. I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Inpax was someone very special to you. Bitch. Remember that time you tried to kill yourself? Miss Andrews, you went through the top. You went through it too, didn't you? Went through what? A suicide? Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help and you live by yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. You were dependent on Ms. Inpax, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report, the one that said the police suspected Mr. Corrida of hiding Miss Inpax's note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems like you have become the one most likely to want Mr. Corrida dead. Me? Ms. Inpax was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder. It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. This one thing, it's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note, and that someone was Juan Corrida. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Corrida to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposefully add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't want and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide, I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, if people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Oh, damn. We're getting dark. It's too dark. She never says anything carelessly, it seems. Thank you very much. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Oh, this. I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. It's a plot device. What is it? Looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. Wonder where I picked it up from. Her not remembering something clearly. Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I'll leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands. Okay. Let's head off to... I don't know. Rhineco Law Offices, I guess? I don't know. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, Pearls. She looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all and has been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh, no. I'm okay, really. I'm fine. I really am. You don't look fine to me. We haven't gotten any food either. How's ramen for you? Bye, Mr. Powers. See you later, Space Lady. So, what now? Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. I mean, Miss Inpax's suicide note. That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Hello? This is the Law Office of Wright & Co. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Now, Maya, where's Maya? As I promised, I have not come within a few feet of her this whole time. Which is why I suppose she is absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any rate, wouldn't you agree? Wait, Maya. Let me talk to her. Very well. Ask Maya, is that you? Sis. Ask my sis. Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she? Sis? What is she... Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Mia. I have a message from Maya, so come ask me anything you want about her. Do you even own a bra? How's Maya? She's safe for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left, then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like this. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And she didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya's locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Alright. What do we have here? Huh? Someone dropped a card here. Suspiciously has the exact same drawing of a seashell on it. Kinda looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Trat, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. Oh, that's it. A shell card. If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it. Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried.